What is up, guys and girls? Archer Gaming here, and today we are looking at the Separatist Special Personnel expansion for Star Wars Legion. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at this, see what's inside the box, see the models built, and then I'm going to run through my thoughts on them and how I feel they play out. So inside we get 4 bags of goodies. So firstly we get 4 of the standard bases in the Separatist blue, match everything else. Not that anyone really, I don't think, uses the bases as grey, they're normally primed over. But I kind of do like the fact that each faction does have its own colour bases. We also get the instructions. So on here it goes through how to build each model, um, and then the component list and a quick reference for some of the new stuff. So non-combatant is in there, observe tokens, restore, suppressive, and a wound threshold. And then we also get our full content list in there, along with credits as well. We then also get our bag with our plastic in it. So it's 2 sprues and the clear sprues. That will be for the Viper droids. I'm sure everyone now is starting to get a few of those because they normally come in packs of 2. So you're only getting 1 Viper droid, so you do get a spare one. I've still got some spare one from my Mandalorians and from my Darth Maul. But yeah, no, very, very nice on the sprues. We'll take a closer look at those in a second. And then we also have our pack of tokens. Just a 1 order token for the commander, proof of purchase, observe tokens, and then standard sort of suppression, damage, surge, support fire, things like that, just usual sort of tokens. And then we do also have, most importantly, the cards. So let's start with the commander cards first. So most of these were previewed before anyway, and they do actually mirror the Republic ones. So the first 1 pip is Mechanized Incursion, which gives an order to a vehicle, Separatist only, and while a friendly vehicle unit is issued an order, choose a friendly droid trooper unit at range 1 to 2 of it and issue it in order. So it's great for getting chains off, especially if you have stabs. Essentially you can get 2 ways of a chain off. So stabs do have coordinate, droid trooper and vehicle. So you can stab onto a droidica as well, or a tank. Same as this as well, it can issue an order to a tank, then pass on to a trooper. So it does have to be a droid trooper, so you can't give it to like a leader such as Dooku or Grievous, because they're not droid troopers, but any of your B1s, your commandos, your B2s, normally it would typically probably be B1s to keep that chain going. We then have the Orbital Strike, which is Separatist only, and is for a commander or a heavy unit. So once we're around at the end of the activation, on a friendly command droid trooper unit, specialist or heavy, or a friendly field commander unit, which at the moment is only available on the AAT tank for the Separatists, may perform an attack. So you have it's range 4 to infinite, 2 red, 2 black, suppressive, and it's immune to deflect. So this is kind of great. Pretty early on, you're going to do a lot of damage to something. Not as good as the Republic one with the beam, but still very good. Very, very good. It's always nice to get 3 extra attacks off at the end of a round. You can really put some pressure on something. It's a nice dice pool as well. And then we get to our 3 pip, which is Roger Roger. So when a unit is issued an order, using this card, it either gains a dodge or a surge, and you'll hit 3 droid troopers on that. So again, this is just sort of 3 pip for 3 droids, but you're giving everything an order, and you're getting a big old wave of orders off. Again, you can give it to 3 B1s, a B2, a B1. Really, you can just really push out those orders. Again, you can't give it to a stab or a droidica, or your tanks, which is normally where you want to start your trains, especially with stamps. But you're still going to be giving a lot of orders out, especially if you kind of spread out towards the end and you're controlling objectives. Then we also do in this though, we do get the Tactical Series Droid. So this is your Commando. So 4 health, 2 courage, which is kind of critical for droids. It does make them a bit more prone to panic. 1 white dice, has a white dice for close combat and a red and a white range 1 to 3 for ranged. So it's a pretty good range weapon there. Has no keywords, but the keyword on the T series is bolster 2. So you can choose up to 2 friendly units at range 1. Each unit gains a surge token. However, it is an action. You also do have direct droid trooper unit. So during the command phase, you may issue an order to a friendly trooper droid unit at range 1 to 2. So again, you can give off another B1, always gain an order at range 1 to 2, so you can always start your train no matter what you're playing, as long as you're positioned. And Sharpshooter 1 as well, you're reducing the cover by 1 when you shoot with that. You also have a few upgrade options as well, but we'll go through a bit more of that later once I've tested them out. And then let's start with the T series for a unit. So it comes in as the extra personnel slot. So you add 1 T series, it has 1 wound, it's range 1 to 3, 1 red dice. You gain reliable 1. You lose AI attack, which is more important, so I think he's going to be better in a unit B2s. You gain reliable 1, so at the start of the activation phase you gain a surge token. And this unit is your leader, and it does have sidearm range, so you do have to always use that weapon. Now we come to my personal favourite from the lot. This is the Recon Viper droid. So for this you're getting 2 white dice at range 1 to 2. Observe 2. So this is where you can choose an enemy range 1 to 3, and line of sight against 2 observation tokens. And just as a reminder for those who haven't seen much of this yet, observation tokens mean you target a unit, you place, in this case, 2 observe tokens on, and any unit attacking that unit can spend those to reroll 1 dice per token. So it's kind of like a pseudo aim, but if you are stuck with AI attack on your B1s, you tap this as your second action, and you're kind of not wasting that second action. And again, sidearm ranged has to use the 2-1 pip. It is 3 points more than a standard B1, but you are kind of getting that double firepower at range 1 to 2, plus the observe. So I'll be taking these in most of my units of B1s. We then have, to keep with the characters, we then have the worker droid. So it's a non-combatant, so you're not being able to shoot with him, and has repair 1, capacity 2. So again, you can remove 1 iron, damage off a vehicle, or restore a mini. Good against a lot of force choke and stuff like that. If they're choking out your special weapons, you can bring 1 back. It is 12 points, and you're not getting that dice. I kind of see it again a bit more use in a B2 unit than a B1. But there might be more stuff that comes out for it as well. And the same as the medical droid, really, unless you're running like a character heavy list. I mean, the list I'm planning on running to test these out won't be using the medical droid, unfortunately, because there's no organic life in it. However, it is good if you are playing especially a Maul, because Maul you kind of have to play to that. Take some damage, but not all your damage, so it's a great way of repairing. Even Dooku as well, because he's still an expensive model, or Grievous would work with the medical droid, not the worker droid. And then we get to some upgrades. So improvised orders and HQ uplink we've seen many times before. So just as a reminder of what they do, when an order token is drawn from a friendly order pool, draw a second token, choose that. So you kind of get to choose. It does kind of self-ready, so you can use it every turn. It's 10 points. And the HQ uplink, obviously, during the command step, you issue an order. We all know what that does. We then have portable scanners as well. So this is coming in. So B1s can also take this, despite it being an upgrade. And you gain take cover 1. So as an action, you can choose 1 friendly unit at range 1, and that unit gains a dodge token. Winners also have Vigilance, which I feel is a lot more of a clone-heavy card, but still has really good uses. So for 5 points, during the end phase, choose either one friendly trooper unit at range 1 to 2, or up to 2 friendly core trooper units at range 1 to 2. Each of those tokens does not remove 1 dodge token. So it's really good, if you're playing with Jedi, for them to keep their dodge token and you know you're not going to be going first. Not so much of a problem in CIS because your Jedi who has deflect is Dooku, and you do have cunning, so you can kind of guarantee your first turn if you play your cards right. But stuff like clones, being able to keep 2 dodge tokens on 2 core units is amazing. But I can see some use for this. I don't think I'll be running that. And then lastly as well, another command card or command upgrade, is friendly units at range 1 to 4 can use your carriage check when they're panicked. This range cannot be reduced by other effects. So what that means is instead of range 1 to 3, it's range 1 to 4, and stuff like War Weary won't change that. So there is obviously effects that are coming, or there might be some command cards I can't quite remember that do affect courage range. However, this just cancels that out. Again, droids B1s are only courage 1, so on 2 suppression they can be panicked. However, the T series is really there to kind of give you a 4 to stop you panicking. But you kind of need to keep him alive. If he dies, you will just typically run off the board pretty easily. So they're all the upgrades. So what I'll do next is show you these models built. So guys, here are all the models built. So let's start with the T series first. So you do get a few pose options with him. You can either have him with his blaster or binoculars. Then he has 2 sort of hand movements, one pointing or one with this fist, like you can see here. So I've kind of done it more of in a curse you Republic scum sort of pose. I will be getting multiple of these, so I will be posing them all slightly different, just to still keep that character within the droids, even though they are all uniform, they all still do have that character. We then have the worker droid, which is just fixed in this one pose. So you can see him sort of there. He is sort of carrying a B1 helmet. Back off to battle. A little bit finicky with the wrist joints. So as you can see there, I'm kind of going to have to do a little bit of touch-up work just to make that fit and flush. But still quite nice. We then get to weirdly one of the finickiest models I've put together for Legion. So this is the medic droid. So kind of it does come in a lot of pieces. So all these little loose arms are separate. The light fixture for the medic separate. The little arms are separate. The tray separate. It's a very fiddly model to put together. So I don't know whether I'll be putting my spare ones of these together, as I don't think I'll be running that many of them. But very, very fiddly. And then we come to the Viper droid, which again also has 2 configurations and parts. So it kind of has it like it is here with the arms down and sort of just trailing across. Then it does also have them with the more of in like a spiked up position as well. And typically he will be on a hover base. However, I do like to get them primed first and then attached, just so I don't get any paint on the attached hover base. But there we are, guys. So that is the droid upgrade kit. What I'm going to do now is, like I say, I do have some games planned inside my social support bubble. So I'm going to play a game, test them out, and then I'll get back to you and let you know what I think of them and how they play.
So first up, talking about the T-Series tactical droids. So we have the commander option and the unit extra. So I did actually only run the commander ones, as due to current situation I was only actually able to get 1 game in with these. So the T-Series itself I found absolutely amazing. The direct core droid trooper unit was absolutely amazing, synergizing absolutely fantastically with coordinate. Courage was a fear of mine. Failing that courage deck or getting too much depression. But the way sort of managing that actually was a bit easier than what I thought it was going to be. And the bolster as well is a great action if you've kind of just got your T-Series just hiding in the back row. As for the actual trooper unit. I didn't use this, however, like I said, my thoughts on this are more of in a B2 unit, as sort of even the art depicts there, really. It has that red dice at range 1 to 3. It loses the eye attack, and as we know, B2s are a bit harder because they don't have that coordinate. Keywords are losing the AI, just making them a normal troop, essentially losing that disadvantage. You get 1 less health, but you are a bit cheaper than an extra B2. Plus, you're getting a range 3 on the red dice. You're also getting a reliable, so I think they're really worth it in a B2 squad. B1s, 1 red dice is really good for the 18 points. But there's better options in there as we're about to go into with the Viper Droid. So the Viper Droid for me was an absolute MVP from this box. The Observe 2 is absolutely amazing. Again, it pairs well with AI attack if you are stuck on that turn where you have the AI. Being able to have an issue first and still having an effectful action afterwards with the Observe 2 is absolutely amazing. It also means they can do stuff outside of their activation. Sidearm range, the 2 white dice at range 1 to 2, means you're gaining an extra white dice over a generic dude. You are paying that 3 points more, but I feel like the Observers is completely worth it. However, obviously, the disadvantage is you are paying that range loss. You're going at 1 to 2 as opposed to 1 to 3. Now, as for the Medic and the Repair Droid. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually test these out on the board due to the current situation in the list. I haven't been able to get a second game in to actually test these out. So I'm going to talk about my theories on them. So the Medical Droid, I think it's really useful if you are running a Guardian-style unit to go alongside Dooku or Maul, or you are using Grievous's card with Guardian. The ability to taint those extra 2 wounds plus your whole unit does make him kind of useful in that situation. I don't know whether a B1 is worth it and just Guardian off that. In terms of the Repair Droid, the Worker Droid, again, I kind of don't see that seeing much play. One, it's really cool with SAPs, with Droidicas, and with the AAT. I feel like the AAT is where it would work best, but I feel like the AAT is too much of a tank-style tank. In the fact that it's only wreaking the rear and you hardly ever actually expose that. So you're not actually taking that much damage. So the fact you're holding a unit back to repair 2 wounds off it kind of doesn't seem that point efficient to me, because your AATs are not typically pushing up as much as say something like a saber tank or a transport. It's not to say that these 2 won't be amazing in the future if we get some organic troop choices, something like Night Sisters or Death Watch, or there's 101 things I'd love to see. And the same for the P series, another couple of tanks or vehicles, it might be really good. The issue is like the snaps are too quick. It could work well with Droidicas, but you're not continuing like things like your B1 chain and stuff like that with that unit if you've got a mini unit of B1s. Again, maybe a unit of B2s is a cheap way to heal. But again, you're then losing out on that benefit of having a full unit of B2s or with the Commander. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video and my thoughts on the Droid Personnel expansion. If you did like it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. We're really starting to make a push back on content as well. With that in mind, if you do enjoy Legion accessories or other game accessories that are on this channel, don't forget to check out my Etsy store. Again, link will be below. Everything I design, I play and I use and then sell on once I've tested it to make sure it's actually how I want it to look. Enhance your gaming. So have a lovely day. Don't forget all the links for everything below and have a wonderful time.